Good morning and welcome to another episode of Coffee and Create with Brenda. I am Brenda Hillard, and as you can see, I've got my coffee here, but I'll be careful. And oh my gosh, you guys, there's so many things happening right now at Stampin' Up and Create with Brenda. So get this month you can join my team for just $75 and pick out $125 in product. I would love to have you on my team. It's the best deal I have ever seen for a join opportunity. So check it out. And if you do join and want that deal, you have until the 30th of November to decide. So think about it. Don't think too long and reach out. Let's connect and have you join my great team of um, stampers and demonstrators. And if you join by November 30th, you also get to order early from the new catalog that's coming. You guys, I'm so excited about this, and I can only show you the covers right now. But we have a brand new mini catalog coming our January to June, and I can't open it because that's Stampin' Up policy. But look, just look, okay? Isn't it gorgeous? I can show you the back. There's the back. Look at all of these tulips, and I just can't wait for you to see it all. And look what else is happening. Another celebration from January 4th through February 28th. So remember, with celebration, when you have a qualifying order of $50 or more, you get to pick free items from the celebration brochure. And those are exclusive to celebration. You won't find them on sale later. So if you see something in here, um, be sure to grab it while you can. Another thing about catalogs is if you have ordered from me in the last year, I will mail you right directly to your mailbox the celebration catalog or the celebration brochure and the mini catalog. So be watching your mailboxes. All right. What else is happening? Oh my gosh, you guys, it is going to be the 12 days of Christmas gift away at Create with Brenda. So, anybody who orders between November 16th, so a few days ago, until November 30th, I will put you in my 12 days of Christmas gift away. So, for the first 12 days of Christmas, or I'm sorry, the first 12 days leading up to Christmas, I will be giving a gift or a drawing. Let's back up. I will be doing a drawing for gifts that will go out from um, 12 days prior to Christmas. So get in, place your order. It has to be a $25 or more order, and get into my gift away drawing. What else? Oh gosh, yes. December 1st, we still have a little time, but there is going to be the last chance sale. So that'll be items from our July through December mini, the last chance to order those. One of the sets in the July through December mini is the Welcoming Woods. And I have to be honest, I love this set, but it has sat on my shelf and I have not used it to its fullest. I've used like this happy birthday out of there, and I used some of the leaves, but today I want to use the trees, the background, and the snowflakes. And this is what we'll be doing. So it's a little bit of a technique presentation today. I hope you love it. And like I said, we'll be using this Welcoming Woods stamp set, and this can be found on page 46 in the July through December mini. All right, here's what you're going to need. you're going to need, and let's pick out some colors. I see that I put my colors back in. I want to use colored pencils today. So we'll use pumpkin pie. I'm going to do rich raspberry, melon mambo. We could do a little bit of the gorgeous grape. And let's add some blue in there. How about Bermuda Bay and maybe a little calypso coral? All right, so that's what I've picked for my color scheme. And I'll show you what we're going to be doing here. Let me bring in my stamp pad, and I'm using my silicone mat because I'm going to be using water to blend our background. Now, is what I have here is a piece of our shimmer white cardstock. And I don't know if you can see it or not on camera, but this paper is shimmery, shimmery, shimmer. Yeah, you can see it. Anyway, it works really, really well for watercoloring. So let's give that a try here. This piece measures 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. Okay. And any of you who know me really well know that I'm a little bit weird when it comes to watercoloring because it's abstract and I like edges. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to mimic the beautiful sunrise we had today at our house. So I'm going to take Calypso Coral, and using the side of the pencil, I'm just going to go across my shimmer white cardstock. And then I will go, let's do a little bit of this gorgeous grape. And then we'll do the pumpkin pie. And we'll do some melon mambo because you know how you always get that pink and orange sky in the morning. I just love those. And then I'm going to do a little Bermuda Bay. And then I'll go back to like a rich raspberry because it would still be staying kind of dark towards the horizon. So let's do a little more of the grape, gorgeous grape. Okay, so colored pencils, you guys. I don't know if you've ever noticed we have them, but our colored pencils are on 126 in the annual catalog. And there's 2 sets, assortment 1 and assortment 2. If I were you, I think I would kind of lean towards assortment 1 if you're just starting out with your colored pencils, because you have some of the neutral colors in there too, which you can use on like crumb cake cardstock or the basic gray, and it's a beautiful technique. We'll have to do that one of these. And then the other thing I'm going to use are the water painters. There's 3 in a set. They look like this. And I'm going to be choosing the big flat brush. Now, let me tell you something about these. You know how we always do the righty-tighty, lefty-loosey? Well, these are the opposite. So righty is loosening, and then you can open these up, fill it with water, and then lefty is tightening it back on. So it's backwards than what we're used to with opening and closing. All right, so what I'm doing now is I'm squeezing. I want to bring the water out to my brush, which I have done. And then I'm just going to start brushing, and you'll see the watercolor pencils, when you brush them, they blend and they kind of, I don't know, the best way I can describe it is they kind of melt like butter on your paper. Okay? Now, it's going to be natural that your paper is going to curve like that. It's okay. Let's just set it off to the side and we're going to let it dry. Okay. Let me tell you about what else you're going to be using. I have a piece of smoky slate that measures 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. So I'm going to fold that on my score lines, even up my edges, bring in my bone folder, and make a nice crease. All right. Then I have a half a sheet of basic black, and I'm not going to cut this yet, and you'll know why here in just a bit, but you'll need this to mat our watercolored piece. So while we're waiting for our background to dry, I'm going to bring in my Stamp and Cut and Emboss, and let me show you what I found. I did this on a video earlier this week, but you know this rubber shelf liner? It works great underneath your Stamp and Cut and Emboss. So I just set it down on there, and it is so solid, and when I crank through, it doesn't move. It's just really awesome. So I'm going to be using the Bark 3D embossing folder. I have a little strip of basic gray. This measures 1 3/4 by 5.5. So I'm going to set this up, and if ever you're wondering, it tells you right here what combination of plates to use when you're doing the 3D embossing folder. So I need platform number 1, my embossing folder with the hinge going in first, my piece of cardstock, and then we're going to use the dark gray platform number 4. And now I can just roll this through. Oh, you guys, I almost spilled my coffee. That would not have been good. All right. I'm going to open. And there's our beautifully dry embossed piece of basic gray that looks like bark. So give this a try. It works really well. And like I said, it just is solid on the counter when you put that down. All right. So let's bring our card base back in. And I'm just going to take our embossed piece here and add liquid glue. Liquid glue works really well when it's embossed because it gets into like those creases and just helps secure it to your card piece. So let's put this down. You guys have anything really exciting happening this weekend, or are you just prepping for Thanksgiving? We're going to actually, I didn't cut this exact, so I'm just going to trim that excess off. We're actually doing 2 Thanksgivings this year. We're going to have a little Thanksgiving here at our house on Thanksgiving. And then Saturday after, we're going to have Thanksgiving with our kids in the city. So 2 Thanksgivings for us. I feel pretty blessed by that. All right. So I'm going to unfold. And then I'm going to use this beautiful sentiment from the Welcoming Woods stamp set. And today I'm using Stays On, which I don't use very often, but I really, really liked using the Stays On for these trees because it really gives great detail to like the birch bark on the stamp set. And I found when I was stamping with the Stays On, it's really dark black, which I loved on this smoky slate. All right, so there's that. Let's bring this is our watercolor piece that we did, our background. And then let's bring in the birch trees. Now, I will tell you, if you use StazOn on your photopolymer stamps, do not use the StazOn remover. There's a chemical reaction that happens there, and it will deteriorate your photopolymers. So StazOn is going to stain your photopolymer stamp, but you can just clean it with regular stamp cleaner and all is good. So I want to go up high on our piece, and I'll show you in a minute why. I'm just going to give this a good rub down and make sure that my ink has transferred like I want it to. I love these birch trees. You guys, honest, they look so real. Now, I'm going to give this just a minute to dry. And we can bring in our snowflakes. You know, and when this StazOn, stains your stamps, it doesn't affect how they stamp later. They're just stained. So I'm going to put snowflakes. And I know that snowflakes are not usually black, but I think it's a really cool effect with this card having the black snowflakes in there. Maybe one more down. All right. So there's that. All right, so I think we're done stamping. Is what I want to do now is bring in my trimmer, because I don't want the ends of the trees showing like that. I want them to actually go right to the top. And this is why I told you earlier that I have this half sheet of basic black. So is what I want to do is I'm going to trim just a touch off the bottom. Okay. And now our piece measures 4 by 2 3/4. So now is what I can do is I can cut this at 4 1/8 and 2 7/8. So you just make it an 1/8 inch bigger than this piece turns out. And this piece is going to turn out a different size every single time. So that's why I waited to cut it and measured it. All right. Let me get this stuff out of the way. And we'll put this together so you can have a better idea of what I'm talking about. All right. So I'm going to put adhesive. And I'm using Stamp and Seal. And I want to make sure that I have quite a bit of adhesive just so it stays nice and flat. Remember how it curved a little bit from our watercolor? So here's what we've got. Isn't it beautiful? And this is coming from the person who doesn't like to watercolor because it's too abstract for me. But this, seriously, this card turned out better than I even imagined. So then I'm going to take a little bit of our glittered organdy ribbon. And all I'm going to do is fold it. So I have these little fishtail or bannered ends. I'm going to attach that just by adding some Stamp and Seal. There we go. So those are going to stick out like that. But I also want to add some dimensionals to the back of this. You know me and my dimensionals. They just add so much to your projects. All right, let's take the backings off. And now we're ready to add this to our card front. So now we end up with this beautiful sunrise. Look how realistic those birch trees are and the snowflakes. And the beautiful sentiment that says every season brings its own wonder. Love, love, love. So you guys, I was just thinking, I have there's no more Coffee and Create with Brenda before Thanksgiving. So I just want to tell you how thankful I am for you as a friend and a fellow stamper. I hope your Thanksgiving is blessed with many friends, family, and great food. So until after Thanksgiving, bye for now.